Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Garrett. It's Thursday, and it's a very special Thursday. If you guys don't know, we do something here called Throwback Thursday. We're going to take a quick look back at sports and history. This isn't going to be very long. It's not meant to be very long. Maybe in the future it will be. This is just a quick little easy podcast to easy in and listen to some sports on afternoon. It's 3:30 wherever you are and wherever you may be listening. I'm welcoming you in. This is the podcast with Garrett Sims. Um so before we get into our Throwback Thursday, there's some breaking news, and this time it's not football. It's very exciting because this time, for once, it's not football. Um, the Mets have just acquired Carlos Carrasco and Lindor from the Indians. It's amazing because I thought it was one of those things that I would have never thought they would have actually traded him. Like, the Indians are just kind of like they won. They got into the playoffs last year because the AFC Central isn't really good. Um, I think that's just what it came down to. The Royals were terrible. The White Sox were okay. The Twins were good, but everybody else was just really not that great. It surprises me that they traded him to the Mets, but then again, the Mets are like selling out to win, and they'll probably get both of them. Probably get both those guys and still end up losing to the Nationals or something like that. I'm surprised, but yet I shouldn't be surprised because anything can go today. If it's basketball or baseball, anything can happen. Anybody can get traded. And it just baffles me because we're starting to see it, and it's not a matter of loyalty or not. It's not that Lindor didn't want to stay there. It's just that's how it goes. If you are not a super team, you're going to get traded to a super team. And we're starting to develop this relationship in basketball and baseball where if you're not a super team, you're not winning anything. And I think that's where we're going to start going to. I would hate to see football do that. I don't think football would ever do that. I think the coaches and the GMs have more power over their players, so I don't think that would ever happen. And football is just too much of a different sport. Basketball, you don't have to have a coach to win. Baseball, you really don't even have to have a manager. Just ask the Tampa Bay Rays how they feel about that. Their manager probably took them out of a World Series ring. So I think that's just the way we're going in sports now. There's been a little rumor cooking up. Depending on who the Texans taught, my goodness, I'm drinking my Bang today. I've never done this before, but I got my Bang, my black cherry vanilla Bang, so I'm a little bit jittery. Depending on who the Texans hire for the head coach, Deshaun Watson might be out, and it's kind of gut wrenching to me for the exact reason that I talk about basketball and baseball in such a negative manner. We've never seen something in football like that. Like, you just don't see players like that get traded. And so I hope Deshaun stays. I think he will stay. It's kind of like JJ Watt said, "Oh, I want out of here." I don't think JJ's going anywhere. I think if he does go anywhere, it's going to be for a huge package. I just don't want to see that. I don't want to see the NFL go to that because baseball, you can sign whoever you want as long as you have the money to do it. Basketball, it's whoever LeBron James wants on his team. Oh, if he wants AD, the Lakers are going to go get AD. If Kawhi Leonard wants Serge Ibaka, you bet that the Clippers are going to go out of their way to get Serge Ibaka. And that's just not how I want to see the NFL go. I don't think it will go like that. But if Deshaun Watson kind of gets his way over the GMs and it starts being a basketball situation where, okay, you're not going to trade me, I'm not going to play. We kind of see that with contracts, but with the contracts too, they're like, okay, you want to sit out? Okay, we'll cut you. So GMs and coaches have way more power over the players. I hope it stays like that. The Deshaun Watson deal is going to be interesting to see because now you're seeing James Harden went out of Houston, Deshaun went out of Houston, and JJ Watt wants out of Houston. Houston, I'm praying for you guys. It's bad enough you lost to the Chiefs in the divisional round. and you were up 24-0. You lost to the Royals in 2015 when you were about to win the series, all because Carlos Correa, the overrated shortstop, very overrated shortstop, missed a ball. You found out your team cheated to get your championship in baseball, and there's no action by the commissioner. So that just gets me a little bit. So Houston, I'm not taking shots at you, anything like that. Love you, Houston. You guys, you're in one of my favorite songs, Houston, We Got a Problem by Luke Combs. So today's throwback, we're just going to go through these real quickly. I don't want this to be long. I don't want this to be more than 10 minutes, but it might be. The Harlem Globetrotters played their first game. I think that's amazing. Let me look at it real quick because I have it pulled up on my phone. It was in 1927. The Harlem Globetrotters played their first game in Hickley, Illinois. That is just awesome to see how far they're going to be. It's great to see. They've been around for a very long time, and I didn't really know. That's kind of a shock to me that they've been around since 1927. I would have guessed maybe in the 50s or something like that, but that really surprised me. In 1972, the Los Angeles Lakers set a National Basketball Association record when they won their 33rd consecutive game. Nowadays in the NBA, it seems like teams are just getting blown out by bad teams, or they're winning by a lot and they're losing to teams that they shouldn't. So, 72 Lakers won 33 consecutive games, which back then's amazing. And there's only one season I think that baffles me about basketball, and it's see, this is what happens when I drink a bang. I get jittery. I start overthinking myself. It's the Golden State Warriors when they went on that huge, I think it was 72-9. It's unbelievable. You just don't see that happening. If the Lakers won 33 consecutive games today, you'd be like, my God. Because every team's just so overpowered. They're bound to run into an overpowered team eventually, so you're going to lose. I think you would play an overpowered team before you'd win at least 10 games in a row. Especially the way they're doing it now. They're kind of doing a series style where I know Golden State the other night played Portland twice, and they've been kind of all doing that. So it's kind of like a baseball series. So, you get two chances to beat them. And it's kind of like in baseball. Normally, most of the time, you sweep, you could sweep the series, but it doesn't happen a lot. If you're a really good team playing a really bad team, it happens. But for the most part, you normally split it or you go 2-1. So that's how I look at it with basketball. You're going to go 1-1 most of the time. You just catch them on a bad night. And it seems like basketball shifting more and more and more. Just get to the playoffs. That's all we're asking you to do is get to the playoffs, and then, then you can play. Then you can go hearts out, And, it's just the way it shifts. It's coming down to, hey, Steph, can you get us to the playoffs? And if you can get us to, you can play 2 out of 3 games. And, as long as you get us to the playoffs, then you can go off in the playoffs. Hey, LeBron, you play these couple games and AD does, you get us to the playoffs, then you guys can go sicko mode on the other team. So I'm starting to think that the regular season for basketball is diminishing. I'm thinking it's starting to mean less and less and less. The Knicks right now are above 500. It's hard to see that they're not sucking. But then you look at it because just, the regular season's been so inconsistent. So, but it's good to see. It's good to see. I'm going to get back to my list. A little hockey news. I don't know a lot about hockey. I'm not going to lie to you and pretend like I know. The Philadelphia Flyers set a National Hockey League record with 35 consecutive games without a loss. So basically, that's just a fancy way of saying that they won 35 games. Like I said, don't know a lot about hockey, but anytime you can string together that many wins, pretty impressive. Okay, this is interesting. 1991, Pete Rose left an Illinois federal prison and was checked into a halfway house in Cincinnati. He was completing a sentence for cheating on his taxes. Look at that, Pete Rose. I think he should be reinstated into the baseball league. Wow, that sounded stupid. I just said baseball league. I feel stupid. I think he should be reinstated. If you're going to let the Houston Astros cheat to a championship, I mean, I think the least you can do is let Pete Rose in. I still, to this day, do not care. I do not care to watch baseball because of that. It sickens me. I have a huge beef with Manfred. I used to talk about it all the time. Anytime somebody bring up baseball, I'd be like, dude, I don't talk about it. I hate the commissioner. I won't watch until he's gone. The Astros cheated, and they got no punishment. So reinstate him. It's about time. We're going to reinstate about 20 other people, This website says 1994. We got a little bit of U.S. figure skating. Tonya Harding won the U.S. figure skating championship. Once again, don't know a lot about that, but that's something that is very awesome. It's a historic, monumental moment in American history. Very, very cool. I'm just taking a look. I think we got a sports quote. This has nothing to do with the day, though, so that's kind of weird. It's from July 4th. So, is it July 4th? Am I like messed up? Did I put it in the wrong day? No, it said today's Thursday, January 7th. So that's it. That's our Throwback Thursday. I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to do something a little bit different. I want to separate myself. I want to do things that I want to do, and I felt it was very cool to do something like that. I'm going to put off the message of the day because I want this to be short and sweet and to the point. I feel like sometimes people try to drag out. I have a very hard time with that. Sometimes I drag out what I'm saying very badly, and I don't get to the point as fast as I should. So today's kind of one of those days. Nice little relaxer. You sit down, watch this, disagree with me, judge me. I don't care. I'm on my third lighting setup. Like each time I've done a different lighting setup. I think I like this one the most. I think this is definitely the best one I've done. But also, I've also switched up my spots a little bit. So it's very interesting. I wish I could talk about like NCAA basketball, but I would just look like an idiot. Like here we go. Here's the food for thought. I wish I could talk about things because you want to talk about what you want to talk about, and I just don't want to look like an idiot talking about something I don't know. Like I could sit here and say like that Kawhi Leonard plays for the Clippers, and then I could totally not know that. I could get Seth Curry. Like where's Seth Curry at? Last time I checked, he was on the Mavericks. I don't know. I just don't want to look like an idiot sometimes. That's my food for thought is, I'm an idiot. I don't get things to the point. I think that's it. It was short and sweet. My last message is Bang Energy sponsor me. I do not think you'll be disappointed. I see them sponsoring some TikTok people. And I'll be honest with you, I cannot shake my butt very well, but I can talk sports. I'm very good at that. Very good at talking sports. Some people might disagree with me, but hey, Bang, I drink it every day. Sponsor me. As for that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have a fun Friday. Figure out what we'll do there. We'll see. Everybody be safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.